Howdy do, fellow kids.
Are you in loser denial or something?
Nerderotic.com.
We need to remember that he's actually Mr. Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think that's what we need to realize. Like, Buffy's the boss in the family. July of 2019, the last time he popped off to, I think you, Jeremy, wasn't it?
I think I can't remember. Didn't somebody bring me up or something? And he
so it was when he did his rant, right? When he was like, "Fucking Star Wars is for kids."
Look, dog, you're just mad the franchise isn't aging with you. Star Wars is for fucking kids. Fuck you if you disagree with me.
Freddie Prinze Jr. talks like he's still in the fucking 90s because it was the one time in his life that he was semi-relevant. He said to a black Jedi, he responded, "Give me a break, kid." And I was like, you're such a fucking loser. You are such a fucking old loser. Holy shit.
He talks like that kid, that 11-year-old kid on Xbox Live trying to impress you because his dad works for Microsoft. I'll get you banned, bro.
Someone asked, I assume you're talking about Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers when talking about people that make monetized YouTube videos. And he goes, I don't know who that is. There's too many of these dildos to keep track of or something.
Ryan, that's not fair because dildos play a very important part in Freddie Jr.'s life because they're the only thing that can satisfy his wife.
And they're all shaped like spikes, Just saying.
Jesus.
When he finishes his tweets and he puts like the 3 smiley crying face emos that are laughing so much, you just know it's the fucking raging fucking NPC meme with a mask on, just like smile, but behind it's like
everybody I've ever talked to that's seen him at a con, because he usually goes there with Sarah Michelle Gellar, there's just lines of people for her, and he just sits there fucking like a goddamn loser, fucking hands between his legs, looking at the massive line that she has because he's an irrelevant cuck.
He's already dead.
The only reason we're talking about him is because he's another Lucasfilm employee. He is a voice actor for Lucasfilm, and although some people with some highly reputable sources claimed that Lucasfilm employees were on social media lockdown and weren't allowed to interact with fans in this type of way, shockingly, a Lucasfilm employee is doing just that. Freddie Prinze Jr. shitting on fans, admitting to taking part in cancel culture and celebrating the firing of Gina Carano, as absolutely fucking wrecked his world, and he can't stop talking. He just keeps making it work for himself. That's why we're talking about Freddie Bitch Jr.
They know that Gina said nothing transphobic. They know that she said nothing racist or anti-Semitic or anything like that whatsoever. This middle-aged man who lives off his wife's residuals from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, putting out gifts like this because Gina Carano had the horrific crime of having a different political opinion to them. Such a stunning and brave man. And by man, I mean coward and beta male.
Yeah, the guy looks like he's been on Twitter like since yesterday. So easy to bait him into a reaction.
This entire thing stemmed from the Bad Batch premiere episode. In typical Filoni fashion, it's literally just smack dab in the middle of shit, fucks up a bunch of continuity, and is chock full of cameos. Because that's the only way you can tell a story sometimes. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s Kanan comes back as Caleb Doom before he changed his name and went into hiding in Rebels. Freddie Prinze Jr. voiced him as a young child, and he sounded fucking terrible.
Watching your team in action was the fun. Good. That's the only way I know.
It sounded like a 45-year-old man trying to speak like a 10-year-old. Of course, it sounded weird.
He didn't even change his voice, really.
He rightfully got criticism for it. He was, talking back to fans about that. And then it continued to devolve from there.
The guy was kind of an asshole to him, but still, you are a public person. You are representing a company, actually. And you need to play some high role here or something.
Imagine if he replied by saying, I'm really sorry that you didn't like that.
Yes.
I really hope that you enjoy the rest of the season, though. That would be classy.
Like
that would be a
grown-up.
great reply. Yeah, that'd be a great reply. It would just be non-confrontational. Somebody has come at you. That's fair enough. But you've just shown that you're a little bit above it all. But no.
He's not used to the attention. He's not used to the attention.
That's true. The whole thing is like Lucasfilm publicly fired and shamed Gina Carano for her social media behavior, according to them. Yet they continue to allow people that are spewing whatever. Like, what did he say the other day on Twitter? He said something about like it's only dudes that were coming after him. That's a fucking lie, but it's also a sexist statement and a generalization.
He fucking hates Star Wars fans, and he always tries to portray anyone that criticizes it as a sexist, as an angry man. That's just what he does. And he did it again by saying, oh, there was a lot of people angry at me yesterday. It was all the dudes out there. Sorry, ladies. It was just guys. Don't know why. Very suspicious. Trying to imply that it's just a bunch of sexist, angry men. That's not the case. I pulled up multiple examples when I was doing a stream about his dumb bitch ass yesterday, where you can clearly see there's a lot of women that are fucking wrecking him, that were ratioing him, that were replying to him. But he ignores it because it doesn't fit the narrative that he's trying to perpetuate.
Yeah, sexist, angry men mad about a strong female getting canceled. Makes sense.
Yeah,
exactly. It's such a broken logic they have, man. Holy shit.
What are these men mad about? They're mad because I joined in the cancellation of a woman just because she had a different opinion.
Oh, they're sexist, dude. Like, what?
Those misogynists.
So,
yeah, that's what we mean by the NPC, non-playable characters in the game of life. They just download the information. They don't think about it. They don't question it. They just repeat it. They don't even think about how stupid and hypocritical it is. They just repeat it because they're that dumb. They don't have the ability to think for themselves.
And it's just like you said, it's another Lucasfilm employee popping off. It's another day that ends in Y.
You guys want to hear something interesting? Back on the day, I used to have a band. We were teenagers. There was already Facebook. And of course, there was a lot of critics. Like everything you do, someone will criticize it. And one of the members of our band started responding to those critics on social media. And we got together and told him to stop, because we were like, dude, you're making us look bad. Stop responding to those guys, because he was being an asshole to them and because they were being an asshole to us. So he was giving it back. So we got together and said, hey, you're making us look bad. Stop doing that. And we were like a bunch of teenagers. And we were capable of doing something that Disney and Lucasfilm seem not capable to.
They don't want to, Dan. When you have Gina Carano sacked via tweet, the higher-ups have signed that off. They've gone, yeah, just stick it on a fucking tweet. We don't give a fuck. Because they didn't have the courtesy to even call Gina and talk to her. So when your higher-ups, your top people in the company are doing that, then the message that it sends to everyone below is it's open season. Because if they don't give a fuck, why do the ones below you, they followed by example? Now, if the higher-ups were like, okay, this has got to stop, then it would stop. And the ones that don't, they would find themselves out. So this is a higher up thing. When your company leaders, when they show disdain like this, then the rest of the employees, what are they going to lose? They're going to get told off. They say, but you do.
Yeah, and man, they feel so safe because they clearly don't think this will have any repercussions at all. I mean, the Star Wars theory thing that happened. If someone had recorded a video reacting to one of my songs, crying, and someone on my team made fun of them publicly, dude, firing them would
there's a story behind Star Wars theory as well, you know, with his cancer and everything.
Yeah,
there's a big story behind it, but you know,
remember what the worst thing we would say about a company is they only care about money. I wish
I wish they did.
I wish they would care about money now.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.